I've watched it shine down on me. I'm gonna spread my wings, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna tell all I see the things I've been feeling. I spread them all over the world from deep in my soul. Got myself to remind me of love. Got my mind and my heart, yeah. I believe in all the peace, happy feeling, that happy feeling. I spread them all over the world. Happy feelings, feel that happy feeling. I spread them over the world. Yeah. These happy feelings, feel that happy feeling. I spread them all over this world. Tell you about that feeling, yeah, yeah, alright. I'll tell you about that feeling, yeah, yeah. Every day I'll tell you about that feeling, yeah, yeah. I gotta spread it all over this world. Oh, do 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 do. that you can count on, the one that you could call when no one else was home. She said, oh, baby, look how you treated me then. Yeah. She said, you've been stepping out, someone else stepping in. So cry your heart out, 'cause you're walking through me. I'm a brand new woman, and everyone can see. Gotta know you're walking. That's long overdue. My broken heart is mended, and I'm finally over you. I got a new way. Testing, testing.
Too many of these little silent auction forms are blank. Now, how many of you like my hair? All right, my stylist, Courtney, opening bid $20 for a $75 gift. So, let's get one person on Courtney's for the bid, please. You like this hair? It is really good. Okay, we got 5 more minutes and we're going to start our program. So get your bids in, and then I want you all to have a seat.
Heart is warm inside. Love can change your mind when you sing this song. Love will sing along. Da 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 means your pain be light and all of your strife when you sing this song. Love will sing along. Hello. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes of the silent auction is closed. Now we're going to get started with our program. Going. All right, volunteers. Coming in and out. Volunteers, come. Raise your hand, Kim, so they know who to meet. Volunteers, come and meet Kim at the silent auction so that you can get your instructions on what needs to be done. All right, my friends. We are now moving to the program phase, where we're going to award some very deserving students, as well as some recipients of some of our honoraria. So, with no further ado, our Executive Director of Plano, Dr. Stephanie Johnson Brown.
Good evening again. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Thank you all for being our Plano supporters. You really don't know how much that means to me. I want to acknowledge my family, my son, my husband, my daughter who couldn't be here, who did a great job at coming in earlier and setting up the silent auction. and my mom, my number one table sponsor. Thank you. I want to acknowledge some of our, and I know our chair is going to do that later, but I do want to acknowledge our Plano Board of Directors, so I couldn't be here without them. So if they don't mind, will my Plano Board of Directors, those that are here, please stand. Plano Board, thank you. So as we're winding down with the silent auction, I just wanted to tell those of you that are new to Plano what it is that we do. I know everybody's here as a fundraiser, they know we do good things, but maybe you may not be sure of really what we do. So I guess in a nutshell, what we do is try to make especially children's lives better by helping their vision. And what I mean by that is we're not just treating eyes, we're treating the person. So when children come to us and we do a vision exam, we look beyond their eyes. We look to see how their eyes work as a team. We look how well they understand what they see. Do they see things backwards? We look at how they connect their eyes to their hand, because if they're not connected well, they're gonna have that terrible handwriting. And then we look at how well they take all of this information and integrate it. If we find they have a problem, a visual skills problem, then we know that that's a child that we can do some intervention with and help them. So we give them the tools that the classroom teacher now, that child will be more teachable. And then the child will become a success. And then many of those labels the children have, like attention behavior disorder, learning disabled, they won't look like that. And a lot of these children often, actually, if they're in special ed, they get out of special ed. And even some of our kids who are labeled as juvenile delinquents, sometimes it's just their vision. So we're in the community at 5401 South Wentworth, and we're serving. And I want you to keep us in prayer, because with the health status of today is becoming very difficult with managed care, and many of our Medicaid patients are now in what we call managed care organizations, and that makes it quite challenging. And so many of our colleagues are not seeing them, which makes our job even harder. So keep us in prayer that we can continue on that battlefield and service the children of Chicago and the Chicago metropolitan area. Now, before I call up our recipients of our Vision Therapy Most Outstanding Awards for 2017, I want to officially say the silent auction is closed. And so will those volunteers who were assigned with Kim to be at the silent auction area, please go to their post at this time. So I want to move this along quickly because some of our guests will have to leave. So I want to make sure the most center part of our affair tonight is to recognize those children who've made amazing progress. And so I'm going to call them up, but with me, I couldn't do without my vision therapist. So two of them are here today. Jada, can you come up? And Denise. So they're going to come up and help me present. How many of you enjoyed this band? Aren't they great? Okay, our silent auction co-chair, she feels sorry for you guys, but she wants to give you guys 1 minute. So if you quietly, while we're acknowledging the children, you can go for the last 2 minutes to see if that bid that you just have to have is gone. If you don't care that the person gets it, then sit down and listen to the children, okay? So we're going to keep moving even though we're giving you the 2 minutes. So our first awardee is Kamari Black, come on down. And I want his grandparents to come with him, because you know how many of us have our grandparents now taking care of us. So Kamari, come on down and come stand by Jada. Okay, look at how he looks so good. Okay, Kamari. Now, Kamari is a great, I'm not going to tell a story about everybody, but Kamari is a great story in that his mom in 2001, I guess it was, maybe 1999, was a vision therapy patient also. And her dad, right here, remembered Plano and now bought her son. But then I learned of another connection. His mom's tutorer, Marita, is here. And she referred the original Lisa, their daughter. So it's a nice full circle. So we service the full family. So we're going to do one group for the sake of time, okay? So you're going to move down here. We're going to call the next person. So the next patient is Joe Langley. Now, your mom's got to come too, Joe, because you couldn't come to vision therapy by yourself. Now, Joe happens to be sitting at the table of the organization that referred him. So he actually came with a referral from Tropical Optical, who has partnered with us in the past with part of the Chicago Public School System program to see over 50,000 kids last year, which is what they did as one of the contractors with Chicago to service children in a mobile vision program. So I think that's phenomenal. And I praise them and the other contractor for doing this. And Plano actually is one of the referral sources. If a child needs vision therapy and they need to receive it on a sliding scale basis, they come to us. So Joe has done a great job. Next, we have Solomon Moore. Come on down, Solomon. And don't forget your mom. Solomon has made great strides. And Solomon has received actual intervention services at school. And no one ever would have thought with the vision therapy program intervening in addition to his services that he gets in school, that he has really just grew so much. And my next recipient is Paige Randall. And bring it on, Paige. And Paige, now, a lot of people say kids it has to be a serious case. It has to take a year to get done. With a lot of our kids, it does take. But Paige is one of our cases that it's just a really convergence insufficiency. It's just a very simple case that a lot of kids like Paige go miss, where they're a good student and no one thinks they can be a great student. So she's done a great job too. Our other recipient tonight is Michaela Trout. And Michaela couldn't be here with us today, but she is our teenager, and she has also done a great job this year. So we're going to make sure that she gets her trophy and her present. We always end this with a volunteer parent who wants to volunteer to come up and say words on behalf of the parents. So who's my parent that wants to come up? Don't all speak at once. Come on. Oh, I knew it was going to be you.
Right. Men have to stand up and count.
On behalf of all of the parents, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Plano. It's been a very interesting journey and a learning experience. If you look on the program on page 19, I wife and I wrote a little something. And if you just read that, it kind of encapsulates exactly all of our feelings and how we feel about playing on the staff, and as well as Dr. Stephanie Johnson, who was fantastic. And I want to thank Marita and her father. He and I worked together many years ago, and it was because of him and having a problem with Lisa that we were even exposed to Plano. So kudos, I really can't say enough. I want to thank them very much, and thank you for listening to me.
And Solomon's mom wants to have a word too. Oh, excuse me, we have more how many grandmas do we have here? She corrects me, she's grandma.
Good evening, everyone. I wanted to speak because, you've heard of children on the autism spectrum, and they often have difficulties with communication, socialization, academics. But Solomon has been with Dr. Brown's program for less than a year, and he is now age and grade appropriate socially. He has 2 girlfriends.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, no.
His communication skills are very well developed. I heard him tell Denise the other day, I'm tired of vision therapy. And she just kindly said to him, but Solomon, vision therapy is not tired of you.
All right.
And so today he brought home his progress report. 6th grade, he has for the first time, an A in reading.
All right. Yeah.
A+ in mathematics.
All right.
A- in social science. A+ in research standards. And an A in teaching standards.
Yeah.
And this is the divine intervention that we're with you now. Because Solomon has 20/20 vision, so we did not suspect any type of vision issues. But Dr. Kudo happened to be at Dr. Long's office when we were there for a regular visit. And we got to talking, and I was explaining to her that he had some academic issues. And she actually set up the appointment for us to meet with Dr. Brown, and that's the best thing that could have happened to us. So
Right.
thank you so much.
We're gonna all take a picture and we'll move the program along. So Dr. McCrae's gonna tell us what to do.
Look this way.
Okay, everybody this way. 2 shots. 4. Good.
Okay, next on our program is the recipient of our Founders Award. And for that, we're going to have presenting that Linda Ford.
Martin Luther King once said, "It may be well that we have to repent in this generation, not merely for the vitriolic words and the violent actions of a bad people, but for the appalling silence and indifference of the good people who sit around and say, 'Wait on time.'" Martin Luther King's concern about the willingness of the people to move away from their comfort zone and stand up for injustice and equality and violence can be ascribed to some of us here tonight. Because it's so easy to be brave from a safe distance. However, some courageous individuals, like Dorothy Tillman, have never shown any hesitation in abandoning her personal comfort and safety to stand up for the rights of African American citizens. Dorothy has always rejected the positions taken by so many others who would continuously caution her that the time is not right to challenge the status quo. Or those who sat quietly on this, and she never joined those who sat quietly on the sidelines of justice. In her own right and in her own way, Dorothy Tillman has been fighting for justice and equality for African American people as a mother, civil rights activist, author, and a radio host all of her life. She is driven by her passion to uplift African Americans. I believe that this quote from Martin Luther King exemplifies what I have been trying to share with you tonight. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. The Plano family would like to express our deepest gratitude for the ongoing support and advocacy Mrs. Tillman has bestowed upon us over the years. So it is an honor and a privilege to present the Founders Award to someone who has dedicated her life to uplifting and empowering the Black community. And I, for one, want to turn and say to Dorothy, thank you. Thank you on behalf of my children. Thank you on behalf of my family. Thank you so much on behalf of my friends and my community and all of those children who have benefited by the things and the actions that you have brought about. Thank you. I just told my doctor I can't see. Dr. McCray been my doctor for so long. We have 3 generations with Plano. Now they're taking care of my grandchildren, Dr. Stefano. When I first met Dr. Johnson, and Dr. McCray was young, I told him we grew old together. He told me he assigned me to this young man that I didn't want to be assigned to. But he turned out to be one of the best doctors you could find, Dr. McCray. That's my doctor. Since Dr. Stephanie takes care of my grandchildren, my children. Let me just be very brief. First of all, I was telling Linda when I was sitting over there, Senator Hunt, yes, my sister. When I was sitting over there, I was telling Linda that when I was in school, I was always real smart, but I couldn't write. And I got more whippings and more punishment. They called me Miss Fast because I get through quick, but I couldn't write. And when I met Dr. Johnson, I found out that I had astigmatism. That's why I couldn't write, and I can't write today, but I'm smart. So until I had my doctor write what I had, and I took it to my mama, and I took it to Miss Foster, and I told them I have astigmatism, and I let them know what they did to me was total and injustice. What
what they did. And that's what y'all, and the reason I said this is because when I first met them, there was a lot of things that black children was going through and black people that we really didn't know. We thought we passed the eye chart that we could see. And we found out that our children was not reading and not seeing because not doing things because they couldn't see right. And I had never seen a doctor that dealt with a holistic approach to the child and to the person's eye. And listening to Dr. Jones and Dr. Moore and little young Dr. McCrae, we realized it had to be a holistic approach. Well, we fought, the parent from Marlison and other schools, it was in the 70s, early 70s, we fought very hard to get Plano into schools. And I think that was really great. We wasn't playing. We went there, we fought until they said, yes, they can get in there. We can just get away from it. So I think we did great by doing that. But I think Dr. Stephanie, we're blessed. And took Jonathan over to the next generation with his father, and my daughter Jimali to the next generation. You know, so often, especially in the black community, we don't have generational wealth that we pass on. Or even when we have business or something, we don't have a young person, or our children don't take it and carry it to the next level. So I want to salute you, Dr. Stephanie, because you have taken this helm that your father and Dr. Moore built, and you're doing a wonderful job. So I thank you. Thank you. And I thank you for this award. And I hope y'all forgive me in case you don't listen to me. My show is called 15 Minute Conversation with Me every Saturday from 6 to 8 on WVON. And have no cream in it, and it's all black. So if you want to get up in the morning and listen to me, please do. But please excuse me if I go home and go to bed so I can get up at 4 o'clock. Thank you so much. I can see a little bit, Dr. McCrae.
Okay, our next awardee is going to be presented by our chair board, Mr. Alvin Pritchard. I want to acknowledge our staff because I'm going to go to work in the morning and be in trouble. So will our staff please stand? And our two associate optometrists, Dr. Cheeto, who's in the back, and Dr. Williamson, would you stand? I don't know what I would have done without them. Okay, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Steph. It's always a pleasure for me to be here at the Plano banquet because while we don't have a large number of people, we don't have to rent a downtown hotel ballroom because we're not that large. But we should be having this in a large downtown hotel ballroom because not enough people know just how great Plano is and the kind of work that has been done for so many years. The outstanding staff and professionals, but also the outstanding board members, many of whom you saw earlier when Steph asked everybody to stand up. You know, it's been a pleasure for me to be with this group. I met Dr. Johnson too many years ago. I really don't remember the date, but I was working for the Model Cities program. Those were the days Irvin France was the director. Some of you here probably know Irvin. And I was the person that he sent Dr. Johnson to see. And he came in and he was talking about this program that he had. And I didn't know anything about it. And I was interested, you know, just to listen because he was a good guy and all of that. And he began to show me different things with glasses and, you know, making things look a certain way as a result of how he put the glasses on and talking and all. And we ended up funding a program of young people who learned how to work in these particular labs with the professionals. And then one day Doc said to me, he said, Al, you know, really what I would like you to do, I'd like for you to be, you know, the chair of the board. I said, Doc, I don't have time. No sense of me lying. I really don't have time. I've got other things that I'm trying to do. And so I just don't have time. So we would talk all the time on the telephone, back and forth, arguing about football and arguing about basketball, but basically about football. And I always tell him, you can't argue with me about football because he was a good football player in college, and I know that he was almost with the Packers, or with the Cardinals. I said, Doc, you were a lineman. Linemen don't know anything about football, man. So, you know, but it's good to talk to you all the time. And so he said, well, the next meeting, and he gave me the date of the meeting. And they sent out the indication and information on the meeting. And right at the top was Al Pritchard, president. I said, man, I didn't agree to that. And that was, oh man, that's been 30 years ago. I don't know. And the board, I thought they were getting tired of me. At every meeting almost, I tell people, any of y'all want this? But nobody does. But it's great. No, seriously, it's great. Because I enjoy it and I enjoy what we're doing. And I'm so pleased to be here tonight because the board decided that this ought to be honoring Dr. Pedro, who was a long time board member. Outstanding person. You know, wouldn't be feeling well sometimes so he didn't show up. But then he'd come in and he would show up. You know, he always had things of great interest to say. And when I went to his memorial, I was telling his daughter sitting over here that I talked to some people who sat around me who were from the area out in the Morgan Park area, and guys that I knew. And every one of them said, man, when you lived out here, when you had to go to the doctor, you had to go to Dr. Pedro. And you didn't go to anybody else. You didn't think about anybody else. And I was telling his daughters that made me feel good because I knew the kind of person he was and how he influenced us and how he helped us and the kind of person that all of these professionals are. And one of the things that I have to be mindful of, I'm always mindful of it. My wife is sitting over here and she has a slight cold. And she has a way of looking at me and she tells me all the time, Al, you talk too much and you talk too long. And I know that. I do know that. Because at home, I don't get a chance. So I take advantage of it if I'm out. For all of y'all who are friends of mine, you know that I got it coming when I get home. But please, people, please tell people about it. Tell people about this outstanding program where people do things for these youngsters, the youngsters you just saw up here. And many of the things that they do, and I'm the farthest thing in the world from a professional in this, so I don't know all of the terms and things, but I know enough based on what I've seen. Things that Doc and Henry Moore started doing years ago. People who are out there making bundles of money in the different colleges and stuff. I will not say that they stole it, I will say they purloined it. Is that okay? See, same thing. These guys were forerunners of a whole lot of things that people now benefit from. This ought to be a program that handles hundreds of young people. We ought to be making a bundle of money for Plano. Plano gets no money. We have to support this and we have to beg and we have to ask people to do things. And it's one of the best things I've ever begged for. It's for Plano. So people, please, you come tonight, you're friends and all, you're friends of these people here, friends of Steph and everybody, but tell people about Plano. I'm serious. The last thing I'll say is I went to a meeting downtown. Doc asked me to go to a meeting downtown that Rich Daley was the mayor at the time. And it was all about helping youngsters learn how to read. And I sat up at this meeting and listened to all of these different people come in and talk about their programs, these involved kinds of programs and all of these long words and they different kinds of, theoretical kinds of things. And I'm saying, Plano does all of that without all of that mishmash stuff. And these people are going to make a bundle of money. Somebody ended up getting something and working in our school system. And you all know it. People sitting right here today know it. Working in the school system, making a bundle of money. The few little things that we do, and there's a few little programs that we have in different schools, outstanding successes. Outstanding. Now, we know full well we're never going to be full-blown and people will be writing about us in all kinds of papers. But every time I see your nephew going up catching footballs that a lot of people, and I know the game, you know I know the game. This young man, Larry, makes catches and stuff that a lot of people never make because of the kind of training that he got from his grandfather. This is an outstanding program, folks. And Faye, I'm about to sit down. Okay? And thank all of you for coming. Okay, now if I could get Dr. Pedro's daughters. Is anybody else who's a member of the Pedro family who happens to be here now? Anyone, come on up. I want to read this. Dr. Donald Marion Pedro is posthumously presented the Humanitarian Award of Distinction for your foresight in providing medical care as a jumping doctor in the U.S. Army 82nd Airborne Division, and for your practice and humanitarian efforts in the Morgan Park community that went beyond the walls and into the community as the only physician in the greater Chicago area who continued to make house calls, I say house calls, for your patients. The Plano Child Development Center, October 6, 2017. Congratulations.
Thank you all. For the record, I talk too much too. It's okay. I was destined to wear glasses. Mama and Daddy wore glasses. I don't know when they met. I'll be 50 next year, and they were already friends when I got here. My first pair of glasses, the only way they could make me happy was I wanted to look just like Dad. So they found little itty bitty glasses that looked exactly like his, and I was happy. I wore them every day, no problem. I went through the program too, and I remember there was a trampoline, and I remember looking through things, and I remember it being fun, but it was a lot of work. And I turned out okay. My kids, by the time they came around, it was time for eye exams. Daddy said, take them to Plano. I'm like, they're still here? They're still around? I'm like, okay. Turned out my son has autism. And I took him, Dr. Stephanie, the pretty young doctor that was working with her daddy when I was little, she's now the man over there. I'm like, wow, she's still here. Okay, and she took my son and she said, no problem, we can fix it. No problem. He is in, next semester will be his last semester. He'll have his bachelor's degree from St. Xavier University. The girl turned out okay too, she's all right. People always ask me, you're such a pretty girl. Why do you wear glasses? Why don't you get contacts? Besides sticking things in my eye, I can't do that. I always want to look like Daddy, so I wear glasses. We appreciate this all. I don't know if any of my other sisters have anything to say. I'm usually the one that talks too much, you know? We appreciate this. Like I said before, we're still reaping the benefits from what he has sown for us. You guys were his friends. Long after I'm going to other places I'm not going to name for glasses, Daddy was still, I need to go see Dr. Stephanie. My glasses are bent. There's a screw loose. Anything. I'm like, Daddy, you know you can go to Walgreens, you can buy the kit, and we can fix it. He's like, no, take me to Dr. Stephanie. And That's what he did until. Yep. Thank you all so much. Anybody else?
I was blessed. I was blessed to have loving parents, and I was blessed to, as an adult, have a loving stepfather who brought me sisters and brothers that I did not have before, and to this day, whom I love, as we have been friends since before we were siblings. Having said that, I was blessed to have shared my time on the board of directors at Plano with my stepdad, and to watch him in action as he helped us to make plans for the future of this business and for the future of our children in Chicago. And on behalf of all of us, because not all of us are here, there's 17 of us about, and we would all, I would like to say, first of all, to Lord, thank you. Thank you. You had a remarkable job to do in caring for Dad at the end of his life, and you did it. I'm so proud of you. And to my sister Courtney, to my sister Sheila, I always love you, both. My sister Vicky, I guess I like you too. Thank you all. Thank you, Plano, for your love and support, and thank you, people and sisters. The next person whom we will expect to hear from is our honorary chair, Jonathan Jackson. Please join us. If y'all don't know who he is, I feel sorry for you.
Good evening, my name is Jonathan Jackson. People ask me, which child of you of the Reverend Jesse Jackson? A friend of mine told me best. He says, you have the Jackson 5 problem. After Michael and Jermaine, you're one of them. So I'm Jonathan, Reverend and Mrs. Jesse Jackson's middle child. I want to say thank you and congratulations tonight on coming out to this event. I am honored to be here, number one. And Dr. Stephanie, you know that I love the work that you do and the mission that you're on, and Dr. McCray. And I am so honored that you honor your father and your father's memory by keeping his vision alive to address the needs for those that are educationally disadvantaged, read the mission statement, to help them improve their vision, to give our children a chance. Let's give her a loving round of applause. Thank you, Dr. Stephanie Johnson-Brown, and her husband is here today. I come here not only